Hi everybody, my name is Ed Bowen. I'm the Safety Director of Berglund Construction. And for this week's Toolbox Talk, we're going to talk about cardiac arrest. What is cardiac arrest? Well, cardiac arrest is when our heart's electrical functions are not working properly. So it is no longer beating and pumping the blood, which contains the oxygen going to our major organs such as our brain and our lungs and our other organs. So when this happens, our heart actually gets into this chaotic quivering motion that they call ventricular fibrillation. As I said, at this point, your heart's no longer pumping. It's into this spasm-like type motion. So it's no longer sending oxygen to our brain and our other organs, which means you're going to lose consciousness and you're going to stop breathing when this happens. The American Heart Association says that over 356,000 Americans suffer from this event on a yearly basis. That's nearly 1,000 people a day. Nearly 1,000 people a day. Unfortunately, 90% of these events are fatal. That's a big number. So identifying this event is important in order to get the person care as soon as possible. So what are some of the symptoms? Well, some of the symptoms is you can see the person's lightheaded, the person might be sweating, the person might be pale, the person might be holding their arm or their chest, even their jaw or neck. And in some cases, you say women actually might feel pain in their back when they're having a heart attack. So there's a lot of different symptoms to look out for. Mainly, grabbing the arm, chest, jaw area, because that's where it's hurting a lot. Those are some of the easiest symptoms to spot. What if you see this on a job? What if you see this at home? Are you going to know what to do? Well, that's why it's important to take CPR and first aid training. Right now, we're actually holding some sessions in our South Chicago office. When this Toolbox Talk video goes out, there will be 2 classes left on February 28th, Tuesday, February 28th, and March 2nd, Thursday, March 2nd is that second class. So we want you guys to join. We do want our supervisors of the project, superintendents, PMs, to have the CPR and first aid training. This way, if an event like this does happen on our project, we are prepared. Saying that, most of these events happen at home. Nearly 75% of these events happen at home. So they could be happening with your parents, maybe your grandparents or other family members or friends. Wouldn't you want to know what to do? In this class, we're going to go over, identifying the cardiac arrest event, assessing the situation, getting the person care, calling 911, doing proper chest compressions, getting to an AED machine. Do you know how to use an AED machine? It's actually not very difficult. Once you turn it on, it will give you some instructions. But if you're able to get a person CPR, they have the statistics vary, but it's somewhere around 5% better chance to live. If you get to this AED fast enough and get this connected to a person, they have nearly a 40% chance to live. So that's 8 times higher with this machine than it is just with basic CPR. We're in a class right now. I'm going to take this video. I'm going to bring this into the class so you guys can see a little bit of what's going on. And then you guys can know how important it is to have this type of training.
Head tilt, chin lift, 2 rescue breaths, right? Okay. The machine in 2 minutes is going to say to you, stop, and they're going to be analyzing the patient. Now, the reason for the pad placement, this should be up a little bit more on the shoulder, is so that this shock goes across the heart. Now, if his spouse is holding his hand, will the machine pick up her pulse?
Yes.
It will. And could she get shocked from the machine if it doesn't pick up her pulse? Possibility, right? So don't touch the patient while the machine is talking to you and activating itself.
So we're back. Took a little bit of the training that's going on. The training that we offer is a 3-hour training. It's a 3 to 4 hour training. You get your first aid and you get your CPR. Like I said, we do want our site supervision to have these certifications in the event of emergency. But also, as I said, most of this stuff happens at home. 75% of these events happen to people at home. you got to be able to know what to do if you want to save a family member or a friend or something like that. You do need to have the proper training to do so. This way you can identify it early, get them the medical help that they need, and while you're waiting for that medical help, if you need to perform CPR, you know how to do it properly in order to save your friend or your family member, or no matter who it is. If we ever find something like this in a public workspace, there are laws in place, Good Samaritan laws, that will protect us if we do help try to revive or resuscitate a person and we're not successful at it, or if we are successful at it and we hurt them somehow performing this the CPR, we're protected by these laws. Hopefully we will never ever have to use this certification, but if we do, it's better to be prepared than it is not to be. I hope everybody has a safe day. I hope everybody has a safe week. If you think CPR could help you, please join these last couple classes. Thank you.